What's up, duelists? Happy Valentine's Day. Today I am playing the Happy Lover deck, which is representative of the very real and not totally imaginary love that I feel for each and every single one of you guys. Except for if Indicator's watching this, except for him, of course. This is the Ritual Fairy deck that everyone has been requesting on stream. I think this deck is a bit of a meme, but it does have some strong moments. It does have some really interesting setups. It has some really tiny cherub, perhaps. This deck's sick. It's fun. It's just a blast. I don't know if my sideboard is correct. I don't even know if my main board is correct. This isn't even the main board that I was playing for the majority of the video. I had made some changes halfway through the matches that I played. And this is the final list that I ended up on. I think 5 normals is perfect. It means that with any 3 normals, well, if you draw double Dark Witch, you're kind of fucked. But with any 3 normals that aren't Dark Witch, your Advanced Ritual will be live in deck. And you could also draw all 3 Happy Lovers and still have a live Advanced Ritual art. And if you do draw all your vanillas, well, skill issue. And that's pretty much that. You got 9 starters, 3 Manju, 3 Senju, 3 Sonic Bird. These guys are like little Stratoses. They poke at Rykos. They poke at scent monsters like Sangin, Dandelion, that type of thing. And then you got 11 hand traps. This is my modern player hand trap brain rot. I haven't been uploading a ton the last few days because I've been practicing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing this deck called Orchist, and I think the deck looks really cool. I don't know if any of you guys are Orchist fans or modern Yu-Gi-Oh fans, but let me know if you'd like to see an Orchist video on the second channel in the comments below. That being said, the sideboard's got some fun cards in it. It's got Phantom Dragon, Triple Consecrated for Black Wings, a random Mask of Restrict, because, yeah, I don't really fuck with frogs like that. Anyway, let's get into the matches. The first match is up against Antonio Scan. So this was with the first version of the list. The first version of the list, I just straight up only had one. Why would it do that? Why would it kick me out? Okay, I only had 1 Advanced Ritual Art and 2 Demise. I didn't have End of the World or Queen. And I think that that is very clearly a mistake because this card is actually good. I think it's a strong card. And I also think that just having a second ritual spell is important because if you draw Advanced Ritual Art, it immediately turns all your Sonic Birds into vanillas. And so that means you're working with 8 vanillas if you draw Advanced Ritual Art. So that's not really fun. I think you need to have at least a second ritual spell. Now, if you draw both ritual spells, skill issue again. So yeah, let's move forward with the game. This hand, pretty solid. Kind of reinforcing my decision to play this deck because I opened with Christia and Honest and no vanillas, and I'm just feeling good. We're going to search Demise first. I think it's best to search Demise first here, although in hindsight, might have been better to search the Advanced Ritual Art first because we're more likely to rip Demise in the case that our second starter gets stopped. But because I have Decree and Heavy Storm, I think it's almost impossible our second starter is getting stopped, so I'm just going to set Decree and pass. Opponent's going to start off with Dialk, and their Dialk misses. Skill issue. 3rd time this video. Already just crushing. Sets 2. Attacks the Senju. I debated Honesting here, but I think it's kind of pointless because I can just go flip Decree, Advanced Ritual Art into Demise, and then drop Christia and win the game. So that's pretty much the idea. Decree, normal Manju, grab the Advanced Ritual Art, send double Dunames, special at the Demise, blow up the field in case of a random fucking Book of Moon or something. Or Honest, of course. We want to play around Honest. Opponent's got Fiendish Chain, laughably bad card. Look how much he had to play into Heavy Storm with that hand. We had Heavy Storm too, and we didn't even have to use it. Special Christia, add back Dunames Dark Witch. This card has iconic artwork. I love the artwork on this card. It's very, I don't know. I just like it. I think it looks cool. It's very old Yu-Gi-Oh! Attack for 52. Keep it simple. We have game next turn through everything because we have Heavy Storm. We're going to M-Phase Typhoon, and he reveals he's on some Zombie World shit, which I think is interesting because Dialk is pretty good in the Zombie World decks. He must have drawn that Dust Shoot for turn, but then he must have also drawn the Zombie World for turn. I don't really know why he, I don't really know, actually. Let's take a look at his situation one more time. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. And we're going to show both hands for game 1, so you guys can get a little bit of information on what his deck looks like. He has Alien Ammonite, so he's probably playing a Dialk, Zombie World, Golgar Control, We were going to summon Senju, search the demise. You guys already saw all this shit. He draws Zombie World. Okay, so he just didn't want to play the Zombie World turn 1 into Heavy Storm. Anyway, you know how this game's going to go. He's going to set some back row and attack, and we're going to decree him, and then, yeah, you guys saw this part already. I'll take this as a moment to say, check out the RBET stuff in the description below. Lots of RBET online tournaments coming up. If you want to sign up for them, start the day before the tournament in the really big Yu-Gi-Oh! Discord. You can find a link to that in the description below. And then if you want to sign up for RBET Laurel, Maryland in partnership with Feel Good Gaming or RBET New York, you'll find sign up links in the description below for those. They're going to be like once in a lifetime Edison format majors, biggest Edison format tournaments this year. Don't miss out on this. If you guys play Edison format and you guys want to come to something this year, you guys want to meet all the people in the community, these are going to be massive events. RBT Laurel has 500 capacity and RBT New York has 200 capacity. So major tournaments. Don't want to miss that, boy. All right, let's get back to the game. Anyway, we advanced Ritual Art into Demise. You guys already saw this. We blow up the field. We special Christia. God, nothing feels better than doing that. This Demise King of Armageddon is, I think, in my top 5 favorite cards ever printed. It's a card that I've never owned and I've always wanted to own. He is the hardest motherfucker known to man. He looks like the exact skin on like a character I would build in like a Dark Souls game, straight up. Anyway, we Typhoon the back row. It's going to be all she wrote. Just summon the witch, and yeah, we're going next. I didn't even side because my opponent's playing Zombie World, so let's be real. Anyway, we open up pretty good. We got the Christia, the Senju again. He's going to normal De-Alchemist again. Skill issue, bro. We got the Heavy Storm once again. Opponent's going to lose both his back row. We're going to Senju. Grab that Demise. Attack over the Dialk. Oh my gosh. Just unlucky. Both games committing too much into Heavy Storm and missing on the Dialk. Skill issue. Just attack the set. If it's Pyramid Turtle, it'll flip face up, but it's Plague. So he's got Plague, but we've got Honest to defend our Senju. He's going to go ahead and Synchro and make Android. Absolutely want to make Catastor here. There's no shot in hell I'm not playing Honest. Anyway. He forgets his Sangan search, but I remind him he's going to search, even though he declared it, which is wild. He searches Goblin Zombie, attacks the Senju. I actually, honest here, I think that I don't want to deal with the magical android. Our hand isn't really suited up to beat it. He's not going to set anything new. I'm going to draw Happy Lover, and I'm going to say, all right, it's time to get my Tiny Cherub on. It's time to get my Heart Ray attack activated. Hit for 800. But he's got Battle Fader, which is a card I was not expecting in this deck. And a card I also think is pretty terrible in this deck. Yes, you can search it off Sangan and get it back off Dialk, but it will never not be a -1, particularly because you can't play Caius when Zombie World's in play. So this card is just always a -1, which is bad, obviously. Normal summons Mizuki, attacks over the Senju. We have full information on his hand now. It is the Goblin Zombie. All we care about is that back row, or all we don't know is that back row, but that's not going to be a problem with double purple. We draw Duname Stark Witch, switch the Happy Lover, run over the Battle Fader, and pass. I really don't want to be forced to Purple Light this turn, so there's that. And also, if he draws Zombie World, I might be forced to green light that. And if I green light that, then I go to actually 6 fairies, which is pretty bad, and then I can't drop Christia. He's going to Gold Sark for Necroface, which is pretty cool. He's kind of showing a little bit more of his deck. We're just going to banish 5 cards off the top. We're going to see he's got that Alien Telepath. What does this guy do? Removes an A counter to pop a spell and trap. This card's dog shit. It's a 1600 vanilla. Anyway, so that's a monster. Attacks over the Happy Lover, and we lose that. And that sucks, but whatever. Duname Stark Witch can now attack over the Mizuki, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. If he does draw Zombie World, then maybe we let the Duname Stark Witch get run over, and then we can go Decree into Christia. So I'm feeling okay here. I'm feeling alright. Set the Decree. He has a new back row. I draw Typhoon, which is great. I'm just going to attack his set monster. There's no way for me to get this Dunamis in the graveyard because these bitches aren't tuners. These are infinitely worse cards than Herald of Orange Light because they're not tuners. They're just like shitty vanillas that have like random upside. Anyway, normal summon Necroface is going to make a 2500 Necroface. Pretty solid, honestly. Kind of cool. Cool vibes, I guess. Chill, cool vibes. I've never seen Necroface really do anything in Edison format. I think it's a cool card. I think it has a lot of potential. I'm not exactly sure where, and I'm not sure if this is the deck for it, but it definitely has, like, just as a normal summon 2500, like, that's pretty strong. I don't know. I think it's kind of good. He's going to attack the Dunamis. This is going to be an awkward spot because now we go up to 3 fairies, and we can't really herald. So we have to crash a herald to resolve Christia. That being said, I'm going to do that, and the Christia is going to win me the game. At this point in the game, we don't have End of the World in our deck. And getting Advanced Ritual Art first is not going to be useful because then it won't let us get to the Christia online. And if we blow up the field, then he still has the live Mizuki. Anyway, we're just going to flip the Decree. He's going to Solemn. Now, if you look at this situation, I do have to Sonic Bird before I Demise. And I would have to blow up my own Sonic Bird. So I don't have Lethal. That being said, he also plays Battle Fader. So I don't really want to run into another Battle Fader and overcommit my Demise and shut off my own Christia. So I'm going to go with the safe play, which is Herald of Orange Light. Typhon the back row, of course. Herald of Purple Light. Sorry, not orange. They're all the same color to me. Anyway, Herald of Purple Light gets destroyed. We're going to bring back the Dunamis Dark Witch. This is the strongest card into this board. Hopefully he can't get over Christia. I mean, usually it's pretty impossible for this card to die. He sets back row passes, and now I'm feeling pretty confident. Just summon Mirror Force, and we've got the Purple Light. That's going to be all she wrote. Christia, when backed up by negate anything, it's ridiculous. Let's be real. Here comes Soul Release, but that doesn't accomplish anything. He banishes the Necroface, gets to see a little bit more of his deck, and we get to see a little bit more of his. Interesting deck. I don't know if it's the one. I don't know if the Golgar stuff is really hitting for me, but it is possible there's a cool, like, Banish Necroface deck out there. Not sure, though. Not sure. With only 1 Necroface and 2 Gold Sarks, not sure. It's very possible. I think you could cook something, especially, like, main deck Soul Release is really interesting. You could, like, Soul Release, banish people's graveyard, and then it pumps up your Necroface by 500, which is kind of cool. And it also gives you a lot of control over, like, dumb shit, like frogs, dandelion, that sort of stuff. But I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if there's a home for him. Possibly. A really interesting card. I think really underexplored, and if you hit it off of Dialk too, that's kind of cool. There's a lot of potential there. Sangan being able to search him, Allure of Darkness banishing him is cool. Yeah, you could even banish him with Dark Arm Dragon or the Dark Creator or one of those types of cards. Definitely interesting. Definitely worth thinking about. Anyway, next game is up against Approximate. We lose the rock paper scissors because skill issue. That's my new phrase, by the way. I'm going to say it all of the time. Anyway, Gold Sarks for Future Fusion. We rip into Herald of Green, so I'm like, hopefully I can line it up so the Herald of Green doesn't shut off Christia and also shuts off the Future Fusion. I attack for 14, and he, of course, has Gores. This was kind of a dumb attack on my part, but I figured next turn, like, he can't get through Honest with Senju. Next turn I can summon Sonic Bird, and then I can just blow up the field. And then I'll still have Herald of Green plus Dunamis to negate the Future Fusion. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen, right? But my opponent's a Looker noob and has Brain Control. So off the top, by the way. Rips Brain Control off the top. Let's take a look at his hand here. Pretty insane hand, if I do say so myself. 5 limited cards and a Gold Sark and a Diva. Pretty insane hand. I mean, the Diva decks are naturally, very, very broken, and they have a lot of limited power cards, especially this Diva Hero deck. But this hand is exceptionally good. He's going to go ahead and switch that token, attack the Senju. We're forced to Honest here. He's going to pass the turn back. We rip Herald of Green, and unfortunately for us, we don't have another fairy. So that Future Fusion is going to happen. Him not setting Solemn Judgment is stupid. I'll say it. It's dumb, but maybe he didn't want to be forced to Solemn something and then lose to the Demise, or maybe he didn't want to be forced to Heavy Storm his own Solemn away. I didn't set back row last turn. My deck doesn't look like a back row deck. Saving the Heavy Storm stuff it just doesn't make sense. Just set the Solemn Judgment. There's no reason not to do it. Anyway, normal summon Sonic Bird, grab the Advanced Ritual Art. We are going to crash the tokens. I could have specialed the Demise here, ran over the token, dealt 1,000, and then dealt 28. As 3,800, he drops to 600. But then the Demise is exposed, and we just have nothing. We have no follow-up. So it's just kind of like, then what? At least in this situation, if the Senju dies, we can at least top deck Christia and then have a chance. But if, we don't top deck Christia, this game is dead lost. We go ahead and attack for 14, pass the turn back. He draws Rhoda, so his 7 limited card hand is just going to be too much. So let's just go next. Anyway, I make the mistake of siding out a Happy Lover, and that cost me this game. You know, I draw one of them, so that's step 1, right? I got Sonic Bird, go grab the Advanced Ritual Art, pass the turn back. Opponent's got Gold Sark, search for Future Fusion. We've seen this before. We're going to normal summon the second Sonic Bird. This was before I added the End of the World. If I had the End of the World here, I think it would have been irrelevant because I search it and I probably just set it, you know, because I have to discard anyway. But I might have discarded the Happy Lover. You never know. Anyway, we attack for 14, pass the turn back. He brings out Treeborn. He normal summons Deep Sea Diva. It is literally always make Catastor here, but he wanted to make Goyo for some reason and steal a Sonic Bird. Go off, King. Do your worst. He Gold Sarks for Miracle, so a couple of powerful spell cards coming, but we've got a couple of Heralds. We now have Manju into the Demise, but because I sided out one Happy Lover, I can't Demise Christia this turn. And so I get fucking owned by my own shitty sideboarding. I mean, normally I think it's okay to side out a Happy Lover because it still leaves you with both setups, provided you don't draw a Happy Lover, like we did in this game. But, yeah, sometimes you just get unlucky. I think the cards that I was siding out the most, obviously the Upstart, the Happy Lover, I was siding out Herald, green, purple, whatever, whichever one was bad in the matchup. And then I would possibly side out Royal Decree, Giant Trunade, are like cards that I might side out. I think I sided out in this matchup Trunade, Upstart, Happy Lover, and I brought in, I believe, Gore's Trag and another Book of Moon, so I could book Absolute Zero and then blow it up. That being said, I didn't draw one, so also book Catastor. Anyway, Manju's going to search for Demise. Unfortunately, we can't really go for this Advanced Ritual Art play and still have Herald of Greenlight set up. We could go Advanced Ritual Art, send double Dunamis, blow up the fields, attack with Demise. I'll have 3 fairies, but then on his turn he gets to resolve Future Fusion. And I just have no easy way of getting the 4th fairy in the grave. Maybe I shouldn't have been so all in on Christia. Maybe I should have believed in the heart of my fucking 3 negates to get me through this match. But I was just a little bit like concerned that Future Fusion and Miracle Fusion are coming, and my opponent's going to have 5 cards on top of that. So I figured if I can't get this Christia online, I'm probably going to lose this one. End phase, I discard Happy Lover. This way I can Herald of Green the Future Fusion, and then if he kills the Manju, then I will be able to special summon Christia, which is usually good enough to just win. Anyway, he attacks the Manju. That being said, if I had had the second Happy Lover in deck, I just immediately win the game next. Like, I immediately win the game. There's no coming back. I'll have Christia with triple fucking Herald to defend it and Demise in play, and, like, there's just no coming back. Like, we instantly win the game if we have the second Happy Lover, but sadly, that's not the way the game goes, and yeah. He's going to make a terrible play here, which is Synchro with the Manju to give us 4 fairies, but, I mean, it's not going to matter because he is a god gamer and draws perfectly both games. So we're going to bring back Herald of Green, run over the Stardust, switch the Sonic Bird to defense. There was no real way for me to out the Black Rose and summon the Christia this turn, unfortunately. So he is going to be able to Caius our Christia, which sucks. He's going to attack over the Sonic Bird, Caius the Christia, and then he is going to pass back to us. I've got Advanced Ritual Art now, but it's like too little too late. I only have 1 negate at this point for the Miracle Fusion. I'm going to go ahead and search Demise. And at this moment, it actually would have mattered a fuck ton if I had the Queen in my deck. So I immediately added it after this match. Because just being able to normal summon Senju as an extender and search the Queen to have an extra fairy to pitch to a Herald is just massively important. We attack for 1,400. We attack for 2,400. There's no Gores, thankfully. He didn't sack us that hard. But he does have a second Caius here, which is brutal. He's going to attack over the Senju. We are going to draw into Tragodia. The turn after it would have been useful. So, pretty unfortunate. Pretty unlucky draws this game. They just lined up poorly. And once again, opponent just opening really well. Not really getting bricked or anything on any cards. Just kind of having it all. The only thing he was missing was a hero. This Diva Hero deck, I think it's a good deck. I think people underrate this deck. I think it's solid. I think it's like one of those decks where it's just like, if you don't respect it, this is exactly what will happen to you. Anyway, he sacks for Vanities. We pick up Sonic Bird. even if we had the thing to search, the vanity is going to shut us off. So kind of boned this match. Made some adjustments. Went back to the drawing board. All right. This game I was playing 3 upstarts, I believe. I went down to 1 upstart. I added the End of the World and the Ruined Queen of Oblivion. Let's see how that does for the final match of this video up against Initial. Initial's playing a really sweet deck. We lose the rock, paper, scissors. Skill issue. Oh my god. It's like a phrase that it's like a brainworm phrase. It's like something that I hate hearing and I hate saying, and yet it like pops into my brain. It's like intrusive thoughts. I fucking hate it. It like something about the word skill issue in like that combination and like used in reference to like a total bullshit luck factor make me want to punch something. Like it actually fills me with like an unfathomable rage. When people say skill issue, it's just like I'm just like, dude. But now I'm like, it's like stuck in my brain and I like have to say it. I feel compelled to say it. Anyway, we start off with Honest Poke. We just opened up 6 hand traps, which like good luck playing through that, bro. Bounce the Honest, pass back. He's got Terraforming Gear Town. I find it funny that my opponent can open up 2 of his 6 field spells when we can't open up 1 of our 9 Stratoses, but you know, whatever. That's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, he attacks for 3,000, and then we actually do rip into one of our starters, and I'm like, wow, this hand actually went from like shitty to really good. Like out of nowhere, this hand is shockingly good. We can True Nade to make sure our Senju connects. We'll go ahead and Senju search the Ruin. Now the Ruin here is exceptionally good because it means at least 2 of our Heralds will be online next turn without having to pitch the Honest. We'll have double Herald Honest. And that Ruin really coming into play. We'll be able to pitch Honest. He's going to Terraforming again for Black Garden. He's going to set, pop, grab that Gear Dragon back, attack. And we've got the second Honest. So we are the Lucker Noobs this time. With double Honest opening. He's going to set 3. We rip into Herald of Greenlight. And I'm just cooking. I just get to attack for 14. It's just, what do you do? How do you beat this? You cannot win. He sets a monster, passes back. We draw into Manju. Literally the best card we could have drawn here. I'm going to summon it. Go ahead and search. Grab Advanced Ritual Art. Now, we can't really afford to shotgun this because if he just has 2 trap cards, we get screwed. So, and I mean, with 3 back row, it's very likely he has 2 trap cards. So I'm just going to attack. If it's a Snowman Eater, then we get kind of owned. If it's not a Snowman Eater, then it's a Dandelion or a Card Trooper. And I can't imagine him setting the Card Trooper instead of summoning it. So we'll just run over the token, pass. He top decks Card Trooper. So confirming my suspicions, this is Kentucky Fried Chicken, aka the Card Pass Special. Aka, yeah, you get the idea. Mills 3. Reveals Phoenix Wing Windblast. That's a good card to know about because it means I'm going to keep in all 3 of my Herald of Purple Light. He's going to attack the Senju. I'm going to take 500. He's going to pass back. And we draw the second Purple Light, which gives me the go-ahead to really go into this back row. I'm going to go ahead and advance Ritual Art. Send my 3 fairy monsters. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to flex the Happy Lover for the video. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Special out the Ruin. He goes for the Torrential Tribute. He's got Legacy. He's got Solemn Judgment. Now, he could have Solemned our Advanced Ritual Art, but he thought the Torrential Tribute would be safe because how could you possibly protect Herald of fucking Purple Light? We Purple Light, negate the Torrential Tribute, and now there's nothing he can do. He's going to just say, okay, we're going to attack over the token. We'll attack the Card Trooper. He's going to draw a new card here. Let's take a look at his hands, see if there's anything interesting. A Titanial based. He ripped the Gear Dragon and the Titanial. This is my experience playing this deck. Is like, even when you have the double Gear Town, you also have double level 8, and it's just like, dude. He's going to Legacy into a Lone Fire. Not that there's anything in the game that you can draw off Legacy after the attack is declared. That will save you, and even if there was, we have Herald of Orange Light to stop it. So, yeah. Go ahead and then sideboard. In this matchup, I do very minimal sideboarding, I believe. I think I only brought in the 2 Cyber Dragons and possibly the Gorge Trag. And I went out Herald of Green because it really only stops terraforming. There's not really another spell that we care about post-board. And I sided out Herald of Orange because I thought he was very much more the... I don't know why I sided out Herald of Orange. That was a mistake. I ended up bringing it back in for Game 3. Spoiler alert. Sorry, minor spoiler alert. And then I think I sided out the Upstart and a Happy Lover like I am wont to do. Anyway, start this game off with set 3, and then we get Dust Shooted. He's going to take the Manju, which actually is an interesting take here. I think the pick is always Honest. Because if we find Herald of Purple Light, then we've got the Ruin Honest OTK set up. So I don't really like this play from him taking the Manju. I think it's a mistake. I might have sided out End of the World this game too. Yeah, I think I sided out End of the World. Yeah, because I remember normalling the Sonic Bird and not searching. Yeah, I sided out End of the World this game. Really stupid. I should have left it in. Once again, I'm just bad. All right. I'm just bad. I think if you play this deck correctly, it's probably pretty strong. But playing it the way I'm playing it, I'm just like, I don't know, just arbitrarily siding. Like if you go into the deck builder and you're like, all right, this is how I'm siding in these matchups, and you like have a very like easy side in, side out, so I'm not like just siding out literally arbitrary random cards every single match, then that's probably pretty good. But I think the way I'm playing the deck, I'm just kind of not really thinking straight. Anyway, attack the Dandy. He's going to double sack for Titanial. This is a pretty good card. That's a pretty strong card. It's going to run over the Sonic Bird. So 2 games in a row, opponents drawn Titanial. Unlucky. He's going to set a back row. We're going to draw Senju, which is a great draw, except motherfucker's got Solemn Judgment, and he's going to Solemn me. Now, he could have let the Senju resolve and then Solemn the Advanced Ritual Art. However, then he would have to deal with the Honest running over his Titanial. He'd still have the Debris Dragon to bring back the Dandelion, though. So I think it's possible he might have wanted to wait for the Solemn to stop the Advanced Ritual Art, since it is limited to 1 in Edison format. Anyway, we go for the Advanced Ritual Art. At this point, I'm just kind of owned if I don't do it now, because I'm going to continuously take hits here. I decided to go for double Dunamis instead of the double Happy Lover, because that way, if the Ruin does die, I can rip Christia like a Lucker noob. Special the Ruin, attack. He's got Torrential Tribute. Kind of best case scenario for us, popping the Titanial and the Torrential with not one card, but 2 cards. So solid 2 for 2. Pass a turn back. He draws Debris Dragon. He normals Debris Dragon. He knows my hand because of the Dust Shoot. He attacks for 21. We die a little bit inside. We rip Cyber Dragon though, which is pretty good. So we could do this a couple of different ways. We could go Cyber Dragon, attack the Ancient Fairy, use our Honest. That's a little silly. I think what we want to do is kill the tokens. So we're going to go Special Cyber, normal Honest, kill the tokens. This way, if he has another Debris Dragon, he can't establish Stardust Dragon. And that card is really, really good against us in this instance. That being said, leaving Cyber Dragon in play is always a liability against a deck that plays machines. Pass the turn back. He's just going to attack. I'm actually not going to burn the Honest. I'm just going to let them trade. Because if he does have a follow-up Debris Dragon, I'm going to want that Honest to answer the second Ancient Fairy. And he does. So, good for us. He's going to make a second Ancient Fairy. He's going to try to use the effect of Special, but you can't do this. You can't attack the same. So you cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. So, he can't do that. It is a cool effect. We ripped the second Cyber Dragon, which is unfortunate because no matter what, that Dyna can't answer it. We're going to make the same exact play. Just summon, attack, clear the tokens, bounce the Honest, and say good luck. Unfortunately, he does rip a machine that he can normal summon, and that's going to be all she wrote for game 2. So, tough game 2, but we do get some info. We get to see Light Mirror. We get to see, like, he's really heavy-handed on the plant stuff. Multiple Debris Dragons. He's got Trap Dust Shoot still in, Solemn Judgment. So, he opened pretty good, but he also did draw Titanial and Cure Dragon. Once again, that's just kind of the experience of playing this deck. Is it's just like you have these insane synergies and these really powerful cards, but then you also have 3 level 8 monsters that you just draw every single time, and it's just not good. Anyway, we rip Herald of Orange, and I'm like, all right, let's go next. I was just giving him a little bit of stuff. I was like, Debris has to summon back in attack position, and Chimera Tech has 0 defense. I was letting him know because both of those things may come up in this game. I do play Book of Moon for the Debris Dragon instance. So, like, if he goes Debris, summon back Dandy, I may book the Debris, and the Dandy being in attack position could matter. And then, yeah, lots of other reasons. Like, if he summons the Chimera Tech in defense, I want him to know that it has 0 defense. Anyway, this hand, I did side back in the End of the World, so my Sonic Bird wouldn't be absolutely cooked. And we do get to go first, which is kind of nice. We have the Herald of Green as well. So I'm just going to Sonic Bird, search that End of the World. Now, any Senju, Manju off the top is great. However, any Sonic Bird off the top is not. We're just going to pass. He's going to draw a pass. I'm like, all right, let's normal summon the Dunamis. Let's attack for 14. Now, this is a good poke for us, because if he has Tragodia, Dunamis plus Honest can run it over. If he has Gores, Dunamis can run over the token, and I can use the Honest to trade with the Gores. I have no intention of attacking directly with Dunamis Dark Witch. Absolutely none. So I just want to poke for 14 here. Poke for 14. I ask any FX. He says think. He's going to drop the Gores. I'm going to attack the token, and kind of exactly what I wanted to happen is happening. Pass the turn back. He attacks the Sonic Burb. We take some amount of damage, but it's not that bad. And then we rip into Manju, so just everything is everything is perfect. We actually have the OTK, so we're going to go ahead and Heavy Storm. Summon Manju. Search Ruin. Easy Clap. Advanced Ritual Art. Send. Boom. Attack. Honest up to 5,000. And Honest lasts until the end of the turn, so then we can make another attack for 5,000 directly immediately after and clutch this one up. So unfortunate stuff from the opponent there. Him not being able to commit the Dyna because it is weaker than all of our starters really helped us out. But yeah, I mean, we just had really good starts both games. We didn't draw too many normals. We drew a couple normals, but having the End of the World was pretty nice too, to just have that extra +1. Didn't end up mattering, but it was nice to not have to summon a vanilla Sonic Bird. I'll say that much. Cool deck. Really cool deck. I had underestimated how cool Ruin Queen of Oblivion was. This card is surprisingly strong. Both being a fairy and a level 8 and having that second attack is really interesting. I may workshop this a little bit more in the future. I think this is about where I want to leave it. I would say I'm happy with where it's at for now. Perhaps I'm happy with where it's at for now. But in the future, I may revisit it. Let me know in the comments below if this is a cool deck, if this is a deck that you guys enjoyed watching. It was definitely a fun deck to play, and it was a good time. I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. If you're spending it with someone, then congratulations. And if you're spending it alone, same. No, I'm just kidding. I just playing. I was just playing. Have a good one. Have a good one, guys, and cheers. Peace.